Miss Abbott, don't worry over me. Some people are born not to do things. I'm one of them. My one regret in life is that I am not someone else. Champions have the courage to keep turning the pages because they know a better chapter lies ahead. Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. In life, you need either inspiration or desperation. We live for our time, we do the deeds that change our world today. We are the people of the present, and now is what we say. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. When a thing is funny, search it carefully for a hidden truth. The success of my rule does not rely on my ability to recite obscure Latin verse. You make the world a better place by making daily improvements to become the best version of yourself. You will never know how high you can climb until you reach the top. In life, there are two things which are dependable: the pleasures of the flesh and the pleasures of literature. Don't be discouraged if your effort does not yield desirable result. Good thing take time. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. No matter how much suffering you went through, you never wanted to let go of those memories. It amazed me how quickly a lie loses its power in the face of truth. The greatest day in your life and mine is when we take total responsibility for our attitudes. That's the day we truly grow up. A lie can run round the world before the truth has got its boots on. Maybe it was wrong, or maybe impossible, but I wanted the truth to be one thing, one solid thing. The most important thing I gained from my travels was the knowledge that one could achieve anything with determination and an ounce of luck. Suffering is part of our training program for becoming wise. It was always the becoming he dreamed of, never the being. They can't tell so much about you if you got your eyes closed. Be faithful to that which exists within yourself. Use the wings of the flying universe, dream with open eyes, see in darkness. Anyone can hide, facing up to things, working through them. That's what makes you strong. Sometimes the only reason for us to be somewhere else is to see things from a different perspective. It is not by believing, but by doubting that one can attain to the truth, which is ever-changing form and condition. The worst thing, he told me, is bitterness. People end up sober. Every time I plant a seed, he say kill it before it grow. He say kill it before they grow. The words he said, too, must be human enough to bleed. Cunning grows into seed at seeing itself discovered, and tries to deceive with truth itself. People at war with themselves will always cause collateral damage in the lives of those around them. Act the way you'd like to be, and soon you'll be the way you'd like to act. Comfort is no test of truth. Truth is often far from being comfortable. What doesn't quicken dies. That's an indisputable truth of life. A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king. If you can convince people that freedom is injustice, they will then believe that slavery is freedom. To free yourself from perceived bonds, you must test the strengths of those restraints and risk failure. A goal without a plan, without strategy and execution, is nothing other than a wish. A goal without a backup plan is but a wager. Rousseau identified reason as the disease for which it pretended to be the cure. We can't avoid reasoning, we can only avoid doing it well. The selfish man suffers more from his selfishness than he from whom that selfishness withholds some important benefit. And if my heart be scarred and burned, the safer I, for all I learned. Search of truth is actually a search of strength to handle the truth. Our power lies in our small daily choices, one after another, to create eternal ripples of a life well lived. There are no bad words, bad thoughts, bad intentions, and words. The circumstances surrounding your birth is not as important as the opportunity to live life. Because it's much more pleasant to be obsessed over how the hero gets out of his predicament than it is over how I get out of mine. It's good to do uncomfortable things. It's weight training for life. The truth is found when men are free to pursue it. A miracle is often the willingness to see the common in an uncommon way. A man who does not know his weaknesses will never understand his strength. If you don't care for obscenity, you don't care for the truth. If you don't care for the truth, watch how you vote. We all have the beast in us, Bill, and it is up to us to control it. Telling Sam and Danica feels like peeling off my own skin to expose everything underneath. It hurts. I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. The summer's flower is to the summer sweet, though to itself it only live and die. Until you step into the unknown, you don't know what you're made of. I wouldn't have missed a single minute of it, not for the whole world. Here's to freedom. Cheers to art. Here's to having an excellent adventure, and may the stopping never start. Give the pupils something to do, not something to learn, and the doing is of such a nature as to demand thinking. Learning naturally results. And just when I thought things were starting to get better, everything had gone wrong again. Atheism is a way of humility. It's to think oneself to be an animal, as we are actually, and to allow oneself to become human. One truth doesn't refute another. Truth doesn't lie in the object, but in how we see it. No matter how long you train someone to be brave, you never know if they are or not until something real happens. The moment you stop trying to become a better person is the moment you start to become worse than what you already are. I keep telling my students to never give up chasing your dreams, and I too will never give up chasing my dreams. In reality, there are no persons, only threads of memories and habits. At the moment of realization, the person ceases. Persistence, perfection, patience, power. Prioritize your passion. It keeps you sane. To know how much there is to know is the beginning of learning to live. I want to keep my dreams, even bad ones, because without them, I might have nothing all night long. Speaking up for people who don't have a voice is important. It's the right thing to do, even if it's hard. Don't worry about the challenges. Get excited about the rewards of crushing them. Learn everything you can, anytime you can, from anyone you can. There will always come a time when you will be grateful you did. You never know how much you really believe anything until its truth or falsehood becomes a matter of life and death to you. Faith and reason are like two wings of the human spirit by which it soars to the truth. It's a sad day for American capitalism when a man can't fly a midget on a kite over Central Park. There are some things one remembers even though they may never have happened. Understanding is a three-edged sword, your side, their side, and the truth. In the end, all men die. How you lived will be far more important to the Almighty than what you accomplished. It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. When one experiences truth, the madness of finding fault with others disappears. We are saved by faith alone, but the faith that saves is never alone. Temptation is the feeling we get when encountered by an opportunity to do what we innately know we shouldn't. If you believe what you like in the gospel and reject what you don't like, it is not the gospel you believe, but yourself. Above all else, guard your heart, for it affects everything else you do. A rose does not answer its enemies with words, but with beauty. Trust the story. The storyteller may dissemble and deceive. The story can't. The story can only ever be itself. It's your life. You don't need someone's permission to live the life you want. Be brave to live from your heart. Your ultimate competition is you, and within, compete against yourself, and you will always win. A paranoid is someone who knows a little of what's going on. I'm not afraid of dying, I'm afraid of not trying. We often think of failure as a negative experience, but it can teach us so much if we are open to learning from it. I wake up and grind like the whole world owes me money. I'm taking that money like I'm owed. Your greatest self has been waiting your whole life. Don't make it wait any longer. Everything is beauty, but not everyone sees it. Lies are neither bad nor good. Like a fire, they can either keep you warm or burn you to death, depending on how they're used. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man.